Hi, my name is Terry, and in this video we are going to take a closer look at how Wayside Publishing embeds interculturality into the EntreCultures French series through cultural openers and student video bloggers. Our objectives for this short time together today are for you to be able to explain how to use the cultural opener, including the rencontre interculturelle and the video blogger posts. As you know, interculturality is at the heart of everything we do at Wayside. So when we say interculturality, what in the world do we mean? While culture represents the products, practices, and perspectives of the target group of people or target culture, interculturality is actually the interaction of people from different cultural backgrounds using authentic language appropriately, in ways that demonstrate knowledge and understanding of the cultures. As the very name implies, EntreCultures positions learners to cultivate deeper cultural understandings, not simply knowledge of the products and practices, but also new perspectives that are gleaned from engaging with authentic language and interacting in culturally appropriate ways in real-world experiences. EntreCultures definitely goes beyond the 3 Ps as it embodies interaction, authentic language, appropriate use, and demonstration of knowledge and understanding of cultures. We get to this point by incorporating the world readiness standards, the next generation standards, the 5 Cs through the 3 modes of communication, interpretive, interpersonal, and presentational, so that students can know themselves, explore communities, theirs and others, and engage with the world, all in order to arrive at interculturality, or the I in the middle. And the process toward developing interculturality is intertwined with the process to build proficiency that is both communicative and intercultural. So let's go ahead and take a look at how students are immersed in culture from the very first pages of each unit in the cultural opener. Across the course of the units of all levels, students meet young people just like themselves here in the cultural opener of a unit. We call these young people our video bloggers because they provide information and comprehensible input for our learners. They speak to the learners just like they would speak to their friends as they create their own posts. Here we have the opening pages of the rencontre interculturelle from Level 1, Unit 1. In this unit, students come to know video bloggers Marianne and Francois. The purpose of this opener is to provide students with some background information on the video bloggers and their country or region of origin, Quebec and France, here. As you can see, there are plenty of images, captions, infographics, etc. that provide students with comprehensible input. Before starting this lesson, you may ask what they already know about these 2 regions. Learners can approach these 2 pages with a think, pair, share activity, leading to a discussion about Quebec and France. You, as the teacher, may also consider what students can learn simply by observing the images. What is similar and different between Quebec and France? Can the learners guess the meaning of the French words in the captions, in the charts, in the tables and the graphs, all while relying on their knowledge of cognates and numbers? Perhaps they could create a Venn diagram to organize their observations. It might also be a good idea to locate France and Quebec on a world map and have a discussion regarding their historical links. Comprehensible input and opportunities for comprehensible input using structures such as quel est le nom de la fille ou du garçon, quelle langue parle Marianne, quelle langue parle François, quelle est l'origine de Marianne, quelle est l'origine de François, quel est ton nom, quelle langue parles-tu, etc. are wonderful ways to interact with these pages. Moving on in the rencontre interculturelle, our learners, who have not yet heard the video blogger speak, are introduced to the notion that each speaker will sound different because they come from different areas of the Francophone world. Educators can compare it to the same type of difference one would encounter while listening to people speaking English who have come from places like Alabama, New York, and London. While looking a bit more closely at the maps provided, students could identify familiar cities, borders, and bodies of water. They could also talk about the historical connections, as we've already mentioned, between Quebec and France. And all of this is in the opening pages of Unit 1, Level 1. Before moving on to the accompanying activities, let's go ahead and meet one of these video bloggers. Here we have François from Amiens, France.
Salut, je m'appelle François. J'ai 15 ans et j'habite en France, à Amiens. Amiens, c'est ici, entre Paris et la Belgique. Dans la vie, je pratique le handball. Je fais aussi du skate et je lis des comics. Mais je n'aime pas du tout faire mes devoirs et ranger ma chambre.
And this is Marianne. We're not going to take the time to listen to her during this video. You'll have plenty of time to do that when you begin teaching EntreCultures with your students. So basically, you heard with François that the speech was fairly normally paced and that there is no way the students will understand everything that's being said. This is why EntreCultures scaffolds activities so that they move from the receptive mode to a more productive mode. Let's go ahead and look at our accompanying activities here. For our first activity, a before viewing or previewing activity, students look at the speech bubbles for both Marianne and François that you see on the page to the left. They write down in a graphic organizer what they see, what they think it means, and then they write down any questions that they are wondering about. Je vois, je pense, et je me demande. Next, in étape 2 of the same activity, students view and listen to the blogger's videos. And when they think they hear the words that they saw and listen to in the speech bubbles of each blogger, they simply raise their hands. For the troisième étape, learners listen to and watch the video one more time. Based on what they see and hear, they write 2 sentences about what they think Marianne and François say. The final step here is a making connections activity where students look for similarities between themselves and the bloggers. They share their observations in class and in the online explorer. Finally, in the réflexion interculturelle, students compare the likes and dislikes of Marianne and François. He says he likes to skateboard and read comics but doesn't like doing homework. She says she likes to play soccer and hang out with friends. Students reflect on whether or not these likes and dislikes are similar or different from their own. They may wonder if playing sports in Quebec is the same as in their own school. Or they could think about whether or not the challenges of doing homework in France are the same as doing them in the US. In preparation for answering these questions in the discussion forum, students could brainstorm and organize their information accordingly. Notice to the right, at the bottom of the page to the right, there is an intercultural can-do piece. The can-do statement is the following. I can identify some similarities and differences between Francophone young people and myself. Students may cite or upload this réflexion interculturelle activity as evidence to justify the rating they give themselves in the online portfolio. Watch the video tutorial on the learning portfolio for more details. As our introductory video for the cultural opener in the video bloggers comes to an end, I'd like to leave you with one of my favorite quotes about interculturality and language learning made by a student in French 6 at Lafayette High School in Lafayette, Louisiana. It captures what we as language teachers support and nurture day in and day out. She said, her name was Molly, she said, when I learn a new word in French or Arabic or Spanish, It opens up a new world to me, a world I would not have otherwise known. And that is what we do. I hope you've enjoyed the short video. If you have further questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us at info@waysidepublishing.com, and we'll provide the extra support you need. Merci beaucoup.